Thank
course.
you, thank you. Yeah,
No, of course.
I really appreciate your patience. I got so big time. I'm rescheduling with people.
I know. Yeah.
I dread rescheduling with people. I dread it. What happened? What I can't. Was I traveling? Is that what
I think
happened?
yeah, I think the first one you were traveling. I mean, I feel like for all of them you were doing something with either out of state, traveling, family.
Well, I appreciate your radar. Any friend of Pool Boy is a friend of mine. How do you know Pool Boy, by the way?
I met him after the NorCal Classic. I think it was 2 years ago. He reached out to me, and from there I felt like we've worked out together. He would come over to Monterey here where I work out, and we
Oh,
would just
you're in
do
Monterey?
yeah 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 yeah.
Oh, if I knew that, I forgot that. That's crazy. So you're just right. You're next town down from me.
You're Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah, I'm in SoCal. Crazy.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he would just come down and he would train with me Sundays. And yeah, that's how we started to slowly build a relationship.
Raphael, how is he? How is he as a training partner? I did I went down to CrossFit Livermore, and I
Uh-huh.
worked out with him, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was a different experience for me. You know what I mean? Like I was the old man he was working out with, and we
Yeah.
did a team workout, and he hung out with me, and I really appreciated that. You know, like when you probably don't know, but when someone hangs out with you who's like so much better than you, and he did stuck with me the whole workout and talked to me. It was cool. I really enjoyed the experience of working out with him. How is it for you just at the other end? Is he a good
It's
training partner?
he's definitely an interesting person.
Yeah.
He's always bringing, some type of energy. I don't know if I mean you worked out with him, but
Yeah, I felt accepted and loved by him. I was digging him. I was digging
yeah,
him.
yeah. I mean that's Mike. Anytime you work out with him, he's a little more than for me. It's more whenever I work out, I'm super focused. But whenever Mike's around,
Yeah.
it's more of like okay, like time to enjoy some training with a friend, and that's
Yeah.
something I don't really get to do very often. It's just me and my wife that train together. Yeah, but like that video right there it's we were doing a 40-minute EMOM, and I think it was ring muscle ups. It might have been it's burpee box jumps. It's always for sure it's always two pieces of gymnastics and then either some type of either bike, row, ski, run. But
You mean when he comes over, that's what you guys do?
for the
He's
most
got
part, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And why is that? You have training partners for different aspects. You're like, okay, he's good at gymnastics, so I want to pick some stuff he's good at, so he can hang with me.
No, not necessarily. We just literally follow whatever the programming is. Yeah, but no, we don't like pick. I don't say like, oh, Mike, come over. Just you're better at gymnastics. Let's see if I can hang with you. It's more of just getting to hang out with friends and
I,
working out together.
I was watching a video on YouTube of you yesterday, and you were in a room working out, and you said and I couldn't tell what was going on in the room.
Uh
It
huh.
looked like it had gym equipment in it. It was super sparse, and it looked like it just had freshly sheetrocked walls. Is that?
Oh
And
yeah,
you said you don't drop weights in there. Where is that? Is that on a second floor?
that's my garage.
Oh, your garage.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's right here at the house.
Why don't you drop weights in there?
Uh, just we work normally. I work out in the mornings, so 5 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Whenever my daughter's sleeping, everyone's sleeping. So
Ah,
I don't want
wow.
to wake anybody up. Yeah.
And
So
and you're a 4:30 riser?
usually 4:30 if I know I need to do. Sorry about the camera right there. My camera whenever I zoom out, it's broken, so it has that line coming across.
That,
But
that
yeah, normally I wake up in the mornings. Like I said, it's usually 4:30, sometimes 5 if I want to sleep an extra 30 minutes. But yeah, that right there is the garage gym.
What a wild routine you have. How old are you, Raphael?
28, 28
And you've been to the semifinals twice.
twice, yes. Yeah.
And you have a goal to go to the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, that's the goal. It's been the goal for I'd say maybe around the last 4 years, 3 to 4 years.
How
Yeah.
did you get that goal? Do you remember where you were when it popped into your brain and how it solidified? Because from those videos, your commitment's insane. You're so regimented.
Yeah, yeah. I think it started from just watching the little small documentaries that they would come out on YouTube with. I mean, I started CrossFit when I was It was 2000, I think 17, 2016 probably, one of those, 16 or 17. And then just watching people work out, that's kind of something that motivated me, like a goal to have. Not that I ever, it's at least during that time, I never thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. But just joining a gym and like being like, you know what, maybe I could do this. But the first 2 years, it's learning the basics, learning everything, gymnastics, how to handstand walk, how to do certain movements with the barbell. So I'll say the first 2 to 3 years were definitely something that, just trying to catch up to everyone, the top athletes. And after that, I felt like doing competitions. I was, you know what, I am pretty good at this. And that's when I told myself, probably, it'd be a good goal to have to eventually try to make it to the CrossFit Games.
Is it a scary goal to have?
It is a scary goal. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is pretty scary. Yeah.
Because only 40 people get to go from around the world, and more specifically, roughly speaking, only 11 people on the western side of the North American continent get to go.
Yeah.
Roughly speaking.
Yep.
It's a there's kind of a winning the lotto component to it.
There is. Yeah. I mean, especially, yeah, like you said, last year there was 60, right? 60 athletes that they took from our side. But this year they're going to bring it back down to 40.
And then from there, even like few get to go.
Yep. Yeah. But like I said, it's always just good to have that goal, working towards that goal. If hopefully it does happen, I'll try to do everything in my part to make that happen. And if it doesn't, then I know exactly what I need to go back and work on. Yeah.
When this going back to what you said about the first 2 years, is there a list somewhere that's like, I have to be proficient in handstand walking, double unders, rebounding box jumps, et cetera, and then I have to be able to do 100 unbroken wall balls with 20 pounds, and then there's another list somewhere else that like I have to have a minimum deadlifts of 425 and a 295 clean and jerk. Is there a list somewhere that you have that's like, is it that methodical?
You can say it's like yes and no. I'd say I definitely did have a list of not necessarily like what I need to hit, but as far as like my PRs, everything I do I write on a notebook, right? Like even though I follow programming, I still write everything on a notebook. In the either the back or the front, wherever I want to write it, I'll write my goals, right? Like, so say this is my current PR, say, like a 315 clean and jerk, right? I'll write my current PR, and then I'll write what I want to hopefully hit by the end of the year, whether it's like, a 20-pound difference. Like that, it pretty much goes for anything. Same thing for ring muscle ups. I have a max set of 20. My goal for this year is hopefully to get close to that, if not even get past that to like maybe 21, 22. But just stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely feel like, every year you want to inch closer to getting better. And by seeing the improvements, that kind of like motivates you a little bit more.
And that includes with the machines too, I'm guessing, and things like running. So, okay, I have a 6-minute mile time. I need to get it to 5:50. I can do this on the ski erg. I can do this. You have PRs for all of those, or?
Yeah, I'd say the only one I wouldn't really like consider like having a PR for would be the ski erg. But as far as the biker, we often do 20-minute watt tests. We echo bike. It's usually more for EMOMs, like hitting a certain amount of calories in a minute. Rowing, it's it's always the 2K, the 5K, the 10K, stuff like that. But yeah, it works both ways, I guess, for weightlifting, gymnastics, and at any machine that we use.
What's the highest you finished in the semifinals?
I believe it was 2 years ago. It was 12th place at the. That was my first year making it. That was at the Syndicate Crown in Tennessee.
And do you remember who won that event?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
I want to say it was either Justin Medeiros. If not, it might have been Jason Hopper.
Okay, it was one of those.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was one of them. I could be wrong.
And do you remember how many they took to go to the CrossFit Games?
I think it might have only been
like
5 or 4
that year. Okay.
Yeah, it might have been 5. Yeah.
Um, Heidi Kroom, pay attention to us, Sevi. I can't pay attention to you. Just be. I can't pay attention to you. Just chill. I'm only gonna pay attention to Pool Boy. Pool Boy. Judy, I quit that whack ass job. Pay attention. You guys pay attention to me. What do you okay. Let me see. Let me go back down a second. Let me see.
Oh yeah, see, I was right.
12th place. Oh, you beat Ben Smith, and you're right in between the great Ben Smith and the great Scott Tetlow. Man, two savage competitors. Yeah, man, look at those names that you're in there with. My God.
It was crazy. That honestly was like I said, it was my first year doing the semifinals. The year before that, I missed it. I'll say maybe by like 10, 15 spots, making it to semis. And I mean, going into this, I really didn't have any expectations. Just try to perform to my best ability. And it definitely shocked me this was the final workout, like being with the top dogs, in that final day. I slowly climbed myself up to, being in that last heat.
And you had a third place finish. What workout was that? That must have felt great.
Oh yeah. That was I think 5 rounds, or might have been more, of the shuttle runs with the legless rope climbs.
And when how tall are you?
6 feet.
Yeah, you look really tall, and you're not a bulky dude. You're
No, I'm pretty skinny. Yeah, I wish I could get bigger.
How much do you weigh?
Running around like 195 to 200.
Okay, well,
yeah,
and you're still not light though. That's still not light. Gymnastics are still a challenge. That's a lot of dude to move around.
Yeah.
And what happened? What did you place last year?
Last year, I think I might have got 26. You could double check that, but yeah, I want to say 26.
And how did that affect you? How does that affect you to go 12th one year and then 26th the next year? Because do you take that as you got further from your goal?
No, because I know, I worked my ass off to get there again, and this year I did it. I guess going from quarters to semis, right? I placed better. I got a better placement, but it was more of, I knew a lot of those workouts were a lot of my weaknesses. If you think about it, there was a workout with overhead squats. That's one of my weaknesses. And then there was another workout with, 2 of the workouts pretty much were snatches. It was the 800-meter run building up to a 1 rep max snatch. And then it was power snatches at a certain weight with the run. I mean, the run for me is not. Yeah.
That was the year was back-to-back workouts with the run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep.
So just for me, if you eliminate those 3 workouts, I know that I could have done it a lot better placement-wise. But as far as my fitness, as far as my strength, I mean, that's all I had in me at that time,
Daniel Garrity, is this the Hispanic James Sprague? No, it's the Hispanic Humpty Hump. Do you remember Humpty Hump from Digital Underground? Do you know who that is? Do you know Digital Underground?
Oh, no. Is that a movie?
No, Digital Underground's a rap group from back in the day. Tupac came out of there. They were awesome. God, they were so awesome.
Yeah.
And if you heard his song, you would recognize it. There's a line, my name is Humpty.
I think
I'm really funny looking. I swear, I stare, I constantly. This guy, oh my God, you got to listen. You got to work out and listen to this guy today. He's so good.
All right.
He's so good.
That's Humpty, his name, Shock G?
Yeah, I didn't know that was Shock. I didn't know Shock G and Humpty Hump were the same guy. I'm embarrassed to say that. Someone's going to tear me up in the comments. Yeah, he's so good. Yeah, man, they were awesome. I wonder what happened to him.
Oh no, it froze.
You, Rafael, you were born in Mexico.
Yes.
In what year was that?
1995.
In where in Mexico?
The town it was Guanajuato. That's pretty much like the state there.
In where is that? Like I know Tijuana, and I know Mexico City, and I know like Puerto Vallarta. I know Cabo San Lucas. Like where's that place?
I'd say from the border, it's probably around maybe. I haven't been in so long, right? but from the border, it's around maybe close to. So it's closer to the edge. Let me see when he zooms out.
Oh, it's pretty far down there.
Yeah, it's pretty far. I'll say like close to maybe like 4 to 5 hours from like the actual like the U.S. border down.
Okay, so it's like
Yeah.
real Mexico. It's like it's everyone there is Mexican. It's not a border town.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, everyone there is Mexican.
And everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's like heavily influenced. It feels like Mexico. Crazy. Do you have any memories about living there?
No, I mean I have very few, but not. I haven't. Like I said, when my parents brought me to the U.S., I was 4 going on 5 years. Yeah, when I was brought to the U.S. So I could say I do have memories, but they're very, very like short memories.
And who did you come with?
With my parents.
Both your mom and your dad.
Yeah, yeah. So it was all of us. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers. I have 2 older brothers.
Oh, that's cool. How much older?
One of them is 1 year older, so he's 29, and the other one is 33.
Okay, your mom had them all close together. Do they live in Monterey too?
No, they live in Fresno. Yeah.
Okay, they live with the Armenians.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And is your family still close?
Yeah, we're close. Yeah, we talk here and there. We visit each other whenever, because they do. My brother does have a family. His mother-in-law, they live in Salinas, so it's only like 15 minutes away, and yeah, they come and visit here and there. We also go up there.
Have you been to the? Are you friends with Dave?
I've met him. Yes, I would say we're we know each other. We're friends. Yeah.
I mean, because you live close. You were close to the ranch, and you're close to his house. That's why I asked.
Yeah. We actually did an open workout. It might have been, I don't know which open workout, but it was one with thrusters. It was like 27, 24, all the way down, descending of thrusters and pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And right there, I believe that picture there is when we after the workout, after we finished the workout.
Yeah, those are the pull-up bars from the 2008 games. Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, does he ever ask you to test workouts?
He actually did ask me to test a workout. The year that they had the COVID CrossFit Games.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that year, he reached out and he asked me and some another guy if we could go test a workout, and we actually tested out the hill sprint with the sandbag over our backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool to do. And same thing with that, I recorded my time because they said 3, 2, 1, go. We started right where everyone started for the games, and I think that year, I think I would have got like 3rd or 4th place.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, seeing that, like my time compared to the actual time when they did the workout. But yeah, that was the only workout I was able to test out.
Who did you go with when you tested? Who else was there? Who was the other athlete?
Me and Sal Flores. He was going into another gym in Salinas. It was called CrossFit Hyperactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when he tell me what that's like. Do you get a text message or an email or a call? What's that like when Dave reaches out to you? And do you have to sign an NDA, or how does that all work when you test out a workout?
So it was more of a friend of Dave. He reached out to him, knowing that he had a few athletes that that were competitive, and then that gym owner asked me and my other buddy Sal. He asked us like, "Hey, like, are you guys willing to go test it out?" We're like, "Sure." And I mean, we drove up to the ranch. We got there. Him, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Big tall guy. I forgot his name.
Okay, maybe Todd Woodman.
It might. Oh,
Eubanks.
Honestly, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was pretty much just told us that, like what you said, just make sure you don't talk about this, don't say this to anybody. But we never signed anything. Yeah, it was more of just like, we trust you guys. This is a workout, and it might be in the games, it might not. So just make sure you keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
And does he say to you, "Hey, are you Mexican"? Does Dave say that to you?
No, I think he knows.
Well, yeah. I'm sure he knows too. But I know he'll do stuff like that.
He didn't say anything like that.
Yeah. It's cool. This community we have down here between Santa Cruz, Monterey, it's a cool group of CrossFitters, and I always like to hear that those are the people that kind of get plucked, obviously for ease, but it's
Mhm.
also what a great opportunity to participate in that. Was there any part of you that didn't want to participate in it? Were you like, oh, this is gonna fuck up my training, or
No, I
no?
was if it was like that, it was more of a fear of like, holy shit, what if they put us through a workout where I can't even like finish it? Because
Right,
we're
right,
testing a CrossFit Games workout, right?
right.
They probably might change the weight on us, but even then, I know that I was going in there knowing that this might hurt, like
Yeah.
more than I wanted to. But no, I was excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, one of my buddies, Taylor Self, was like, he lives on the East Coast. He's like, hey, dude, I want to test events at the games,
Hmm.
for the games. And I said, okay, or for semifinals or something. I can't remember. So I called Dave. I'm like, hey, dude, do you think? And usually Dave would tell me to fuck off. I'm like, but hey,
Yeah.
dude, can my friend come out and test? And he goes, sure. And Taylor went out there, and on the first day, he was flipping the pig, and the ground was a little loose under his feet, and the pig fell on him
Oh no.
and injured him. And Dave's like, dude, your fucking boy's already injured and out.
That
that
sucks.
that was but I know it's a lot of local cats.
Yeah.
There's the staples that test the workouts up there, like Scuds. You'll see her, and I
Yeah.
think you know what, I think her boyfriend's name might be Raphael also, and I've seen
I think
him.
so.
I've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
him there a bunch of times. So
Yeah.
Dave has his stable of athletes.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I think right now too, he also has Sean Sweeney testing a
Oh,
few
yep.
workouts. Yeah.
Yeah, dudes who are just game. Jason Carroll, Sean Sweeney, dudes who just come up there and just smash themselves, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did it hurt? Did the workout hurt? Did you, because you were there, did you push like it
Oh
was
yeah. I pushed like,
yeah.
if like, yeah. I pushed pretty hard, but
Did you beat the dude you were going against?
oh yeah, I beat him by a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Flores.
Yeah. Sal Flores. Yeah.
Why did your parents, what was the agenda? Why did your parents want to leave Mexico and come to the States? And what was did they have a goal, like a place to land?
They did have a goal to place like to come, which was down maybe 30 minutes from Monterey here, 30 to 40 minutes. That's where my grandparents were at.
So
Same thing. They've
they'd
already
come
came,
across.
yeah. So they were already here. So it was my mom's parents. They were in that small town. It's Soledad. That's
Oh,
where I grew up.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a town where we pretty much knew where we were going. As far as why we were coming, I mean, just like any immigrant, right? You're coming to get a better life, to try to do better for provide for you and your family. And I'm assuming that's what my parents were wanting for us.
Were there expectations? That was so you're 28. That was so that was, let's say, 25 years ago for ease of math. So that was in 1999.
Yep.
Do you think that they got what they wanted by coming?
Yeah, I think they definitely did.
They did.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. They never told us like, oh, this is, like you guys are living proof of what we wanted to get out of you guys being here. But I think you could say that they're proud of us. Yeah.
I wonder if they would have come if they didn't have you kids.
That's a
Do you
good
know what I
question.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
if they're like, okay, we're good here. This is fun for us. We have a good life, but
Yeah.
now we have kids and we have to worry about them. So we kind of have to set them up for a different trajectory than that we want a different trajectory for them.
Yeah. I think it would have been the same way though, because we already had, my mom has like 10 siblings. So a lot of them were already over here. So I think eventually it would have kind of creeped in their mind of just, like maybe we should try going out there.
Your grandmother had 11 kids on your mom's side?
Yeah. Yeah. I believe my mom has like 5 or 6 sisters and then like 4 brothers.
All with the same guy, all with your grandfather.
Oh, with the, yep. Yeah.
Wow. Dude,
Yeah.
that's a lot of kids.
Yeah. I mean, I have a big family.
Do you guys get together?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we did it more when we were younger.
Mhm.
Now it's a lot harder. Everyone has their own families. Everyone has their things. So when we get together, it is pretty good. It's fun to get together and just see my cousins, my aunts, uncles. But yeah.
Yeah, that must be wild. And I'm guessing everyone also knows what you do. Oh, that's Raphael. He's from the Sancen side of the family. He's crazy into working out.
They know that. I think they know more of like he's super into fitness.
Yeah.
But I don't think they understand like what CrossFit is.
Sure.
Yeah.
What was the journey like? How do you come from Mexico to the United States? What was that like?
I mean, I don't really talk too much about it, but I can go ahead and share this with you, with everyone listening too. So the one thing I do remember like super, super clear is when we were crossing the border, right? We crossed the border. It was late at night. I want to say maybe like could have been like 9 or 10, but there was no more light outside. My uncle was helping us cross, right? So we were digging up a hole at the bottom of the fence. I'm assuming the wall that separates the U.S. from from Mexico. And I do remember they're like, okay, you and your brothers are going to go down through the hole that they were digging, right? And then my parents, there was a tree right next to the wall. I do remember they're like, okay, we're going to climb up through the top because the hole wasn't big enough for them. So, we did that. We got, we all were on the other side already, but, of course it was super muddy. It probably had just rained. So it was almost just like a field, right? It was just pure dirt, rain all on top of it. So it was super muddy. Then they were just.
Rafael, let me interrupt you here for a second. Were your uncles already on the American side and they met you at the fence and dug the hole, or they were living?
No, they were on the Mexican side.
Okay. And have they ever done this before?
No, I don't think so. I think just my uncle that was helping us I think he had legal status, right? He could come in and out.
Okay.
So he was just on this side helping us. This is where he knew a lot of people crossed through.
And this is your mom's brother?
Yes.
Helping his sister. I bring, my dad came to this country, and that's the first thing he did. As soon as he got here, and he had 9 brothers and sisters or 10, and he immediately started trying to bring them here immediately. So this is like your typical immigrant story, right? Someone makes it here, and then they start working to figure out, to get the whole family. Yep.
Yeah. So like I was saying, we were just pretty much, it was all of us already, all 5 of us, my 3 brothers, my mom and my dad. We were crawling, right? Just make sure you stay low, stay quiet. And we were doing it for maybe a few minutes. And then I do remember just a big, actually one detail I do remember, my brother, he lost his shoe, right? Because it was super muddy. So the shoe got caught. He told my mom, hey mom, like my shoe's back there. She's like, don't worry, just leave it. Okay, we keep crawling. And then boom, a big flash. Just, they pretty much caught us. The immigration, yeah. So that's one thing I remember. They told us, get up. We got up.
You must have been terrified as a kid.
Yeah, that's one thing I always ask myself. Like, I remember that, but I mean, who knows what was going through my head? I'm sure my parents were like, make sure we don't get caught, make sure we don't get caught. But for me, you could have probably just been like, oh, like look they found us. Like, let's walk to the truck. So that's what we did, right? We walked over to the truck. They got us in. I do remember asking the immigration officer, like, hey, can I have a gum? He never gave me that gum. And they took us into the I'm assuming where they get everyone that's trying to cross over. And they just give us some, I think it might've been like just a basic sandwich, a Capri Sun, some chips. And we were on our way back to the Mexican border.
So they took you back.
Oh yeah. They took us back. Yeah.
And how does so they basically, you get caught and then you're driven back to Mexico, and then they're like, hey, don't come back here.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sure they got like my parents' information down, right? Like for them, they were older. They, that's a crime. So they probably got their information down. But for me and my brothers, it was just more of like, just wait until your parents are out of here. Yeah.
What do you mean just wait till your parents are out of here?
As far as, they probably took my parents to a different place, got their fingerprints, and from there
do you remember so you were separated from your parents even for a little bit?
No, I don't remember that, but I'm just assuming, right?
Okay.
Unless they had us all in the same room and they were doing everything there.
I'm just trying to think of what it was like to be 3 or 4 and doing that. Like, part of it's just ignorance, so you're not scared. But if I got separated from my parents, I would freak the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, like I said, they could have just done it all in the same room. But yeah, that's pretty much the only memory I really have from being over there.
And what did you guys do after that? So you get taken back, and your home is so far away. What do you guys do then?
I want to say we tried probably within a week. We tried again. But this time it was a whole different process. This time it was through the actual border, driving through the border.
Oh.
Yeah. So we pretty much, you could say we used fake documents.
Okay.
Yeah, we used fake documents, and this time it was with my grandpa. So my grandpa, he had us in a truck, right? These are my three grandsons. Um, Here are their documents. Okay, you're good, and that's how we passed through a car.
Wow. How cool is
Yeah,
your grandpa?
I know that. I do remember when
What
we
a
got here.
stud. He must have,
Yeah,
what a stud.
I bet. I'm sure he was like super nervous because that could have sent same thing. That could have probably even he actually had um, same thing documents to be coming in and out of the country, right? But for him, I'm sure that was a super like hard thing to do, as
And then
far as using
how did
those
your
things.
parents get in then?
I want to say they did the same thing too. But they were separate from us. Yeah, that's what
Wow.
my mom told me, right? Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild. And so how does that so now you're 20, you come to the country and then immediately did you just get put into the school system? Your parents you settle in, you live with some relatives for a while, your parents eventually get a job, you guys get a place to live, and then you just start integrating into the system. Do you speak English at this time?
do I speak what English?
Did you speak English at that time?
Oh no, not at
No,
all. So
none.
everything was brand new to me. Yeah, no, everything was new. Like you pretty much just said everything that happened, right? We got here during Christmas time. That's one thing I do remember. We got, we were driving and you could just see all the lights, all the Christmas lights. I mean, everything was just like, wow, like this is the U.S. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure what beginning of the school year, they it was December, so as soon as school started, they signed us up for school, but everything was pretty much brand new to all three of us. I mean, my parents as well, right? They had to find a job, just just try to do what they can do.
And
Um,
I take it your parents are crazy hardworking, just grinders,
yeah,
just workaholics, your typical immigrants.
yeah, yeah, always working.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yep,
figure it out. Yeah, that's how
yeah,
my mom and dad were too. Just work, work, work.
yep. That's all they know. Work, save money, work, and get a good job that provides benefits.
Yeah, yeah, you do, and you said save money. You do remember your parents saving money? That was you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Like, it's something that they told us. Like make sure as we got bigger, as we grew up, make sure you save your money. Make sure you get a good job. Make sure you get a job with benefits for retirement. Just this just the basic standard.
No matter how much money you have, if you're not saving money, you won't be rich. You won't, and by rich, I mean you'll never get free. That it's something I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. Thank God, my mom would talk to me about it too. But even the poorest person in the world, if you're saving $5 a week, you're working towards getting rich. And if you're rich as fuck, like you win the lotto, right, and you don't save any money, you're gonna be poor. You
Yeah,
have you have to be saving, whether or be paying a mortgage or be working towards something that's yours.
yeah, oh yeah. That's something I can agree with.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's wild. My buddy Taylor told me the same thing with like weight loss too. He said, "Hey, if you go to bed always full, like crazy full, you're gonna gain weight. If you go to bed a little bit hungry, you're gonna lose weight. It's just the way it is." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, like yeah, like I totally get that, right? If you
Yep.
don't have that meal at 10 o'clock at night, everyone feels better when they wake up in the morning, right? You're like, oh yeah, I feel lean and fast
Yeah. Oh yeah. It does make a difference.
and good." So you're here, and then tell me about Soledad. That's a trippy town. That's a prison town, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's right there, right next to the prison town.
Yeah, I
Next to
mean
the
that
prison.
whole town, the whole economy revolves around that prison, I'm guessing.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not too involved into all that, but it's a small town, right? Like when you go to school, everyone knows each other, right? When you grow up, everyone's pretty much, or you know everybody in that town, at least the people you hang out with. But yeah, I mean, it's a small town. Everything that you want to do outside of that town is in Salinas. Are you familiar with Salinas, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So I mean, everything, everyone from those small towns, whether it's Gonzales, Greenfield, you have to drive up to Salinas. Um, but
And you're not an oddball either, Raphael, right? Because there's 1,000 families with your story there, right?
oh
Like
yeah,
you
yeah, like
fit
all
right
these
in.
little small towns, and I mean everything you see there on the map there, everything around there, it's like it's ag. There's fields and fields and fields of just vegetables, fruits, whatever. Just there's more than one person. There's 1,000 people more than that in those small towns that have almost the same story, right? They've immigrated into those towns to get a better life, to provide for their family. Yeah.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Caleb's taken us over what is, the agricultural empire
Yep.
of the United States. I mean, that is, and
Yeah.
they grow everything there, and anything will grow there,
Yep.
especially berries, man. That is a berry growing, man. They
Yeah.
grow a lot of berries there.
So
Billions and billions of dollars of berries there.
Yep. Yeah.
So when you're sitting in class at school, you're not the only kid who doesn't speak English. There's other kid, like half your class maybe doesn't speak English.
So for that, I want to say they did have a different program, right? Like I'm sure when we first got enrolled into school, they had a separate from, the kids that already know English to the kids that are learning English. And then I couldn't really tell you like how long it took me, but it definitely, out of my two brothers, right, and me, I was the last. It was the hardest for me to learn. I do
Oh,
remember.
interesting.
Yeah, I do remember just being frustrated, crying to my mom, just like, hey, like this isn't coming easy to me as it is to my brothers. Like they're getting it super quick, and I wasn't. But yeah, I feel like after a few years, they slowly start enrolling you into the regular classes, right? To the just English speaking classes. Yeah.
Hey, I wonder why that is. So we have these family friends. They're from Mexico, and they have three boys.
Hmm.
And their youngest son, um, he's even born here. He's born here.
Yeah.
But at 5 years old, he still didn't speak English, and the parents said he just didn't want to. Like, for the youngest, I wonder, do you have any thoughts on why? I would have thought if you just asked me, I would have thought it would have been easier for the youngest one. Do you have any thoughts on why?
Why he doesn't speak English?
Or why it was hardest for you? I would think it would be easiest for you to learn a new language because you were the
Right, because
youngest.
you're younger.
Yeah,
I think for at least maybe for your friend, right, the kid,
yeah.
they probably just want to make sure that he's going to be able to speak Spanish. A lot of parents feel, at least Hispanic parents, they feel like, you know what, this is your tradition, this is what you're supposed to know.
Yeah.
Make sure that they learn Spanish first, right? That's their language, and then everything else will come after that. Once they're enrolled into school, they're slowly going to start picking up English. That's what a lot of Hispanic parents think, right? And I mean, which is everyone has their own way of thinking, but for
Well,
me,
it is a gift to give a kid two languages.
oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if you're a good parent, I mean, that's one you
yep,
want your kids to learn, like a musical instrument. You want them to speak
yeah,
multiple languages. You want
exactly,
them to have some like
yeah,
good stuff for their brain, right?
yep, yeah. So that's why a lot of parents do that. They rather talk to them pure Spanish, and then let the school system take care of their English, or even just being around friends that speak English, they'll pick that up a lot faster.
Your Spanish is still good?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you use it every day?
I do. I mean, I'll say like 6 days out of the week because I work with a just Spanish speaker at work.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him just like talk pure Spanish.
And,
Yeah.
and what is your job? What is your job?
I tint windows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so car
Wow.
windows,
Talk
buildings, like
about some stereotypical shit. Holy shit. Mexican dude in Monterey tinting windows. Holy shit.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And is that dude you work with, is he born in the States?
No, he actually just got to the U.S. about a year ago. Same thing, crossed the border. His story is a lot crazier than mine. Like he actually saw dead people when he was crossing the border.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like when I mean, for me, I was young, but for him, he was 26 when he crossed, right? And he just tells me he crossed more than 3 times. The third time, he was like, dude, if they catch me after this, I'm done. But a few of those stories that he tells me are pretty insane. He had to run from the border patrol. He saw dead bodies just laying on the floor. Just yeah.
It's interesting too. Yeah, my relatives in Armenia who are also immigrants, they're in the stereo business, which is, as you know, kind of the sister business to tinting windows, right?
Yeah.
They've been in they came here and they got into the putting in the 415s in the back of the car. Like they have this
It's funny that you
crazy,
say that.
yeah.
Because my coworker does everything. He's like he knows how to wrap cars. He knows how to put cereals. He knows how to tint. He knows a lot of everything, and he's good at it. Yeah, he's good
Does
at
he know how to
everything.
lower cars?
I mean, I'm sure he knows. If you tell him, like, he'll be like, yeah, I can do that for you, and he does it good. He's not one of those that's just gonna say he's gonna do it, but he's gonna do it like pretty legit.
I don't see lowered cars anymore. When I was a kid, all my Mexican friends had lowered mini trucks. That may have been
Yeah,
before your day, but when I went to high school in the late 80s, like that was it. Like you just get a Nissan truck or a Toyota pickup truck and you
you
slam
lower
it.
it.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
Do you see that very much in
I mean, I see classic cars, right? Like the ones that they keep nice and pretty, but
right?
not really. Yeah.
It
I
started
feel like
turning
now
into
it's the
like
opposite.
drifting and like yeah.
Now it's big trucks, lifted trucks with big tires, big rims,
Yeah.
loud exhaust. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. My
Yeah.
parking lot at school was full of those.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 of us would sit in the front.
Yep.
Yeah, on the bench seat. Damn, that one's nice. Damn. Rafa, so when you got to the States, did you were you a physically active kid? Did you like moving as a kid? What are your memories of like sports? Did you play sports? Did they have a sports program at your school? When did you start getting like, okay, I'm a mover?
I mean, I think I get it from my mom and my dad, right? They're always moving, but it started with we wanted to play football for the little league program there, or their you could say the youth program that they
Why
have in
not
Solid.
soccer? Wouldn't it have been more stereotypical like to play soccer? I mean, like if you go to the fields anywhere in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
it's thousands of 20 and 40-year-old men trying to live out their dream of being on some
Right.
some Argentinian team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really got into soccer, and that's something my parents never got us involved, right? Like even football, we had to ask our parents, like, hey, can you go sign us up, please? Like, we want to do football. We want to do football. And yeah, all 3 of us, we played for the football team, and I think from there that's where it started. Just having that passion of playing football, and that right there was Hartnell College, the community college there in Salinas. So yeah, I played.
Let me show you my football knowledge. Number 80 is a wide receiver's number. You were a wide receiver.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn, I'm good. Fucking sports genius.
Yeah. So like I said, we played football for pretty much my entire life up until high school, right? And then my goal then was to get a scholarship. Nothing happened, right? I got no offers, so I went to the community college there in Salinas. Still was the same goal, right? Make sure do 2 years here, hopefully get a D1 or D2 offer, get my school paid for, enjoy my football. It's pretty much run it down until I can't anymore. I finished my 2 years. Nothing really happened. I got small offers from schools like NAIA schools or Division III schools, but for that I had to go outside of the state. That's something I didn't really want to do. So that's where I was like, you know what? I think it's time to just stop playing football and just focus on something else. And that something else was just working out. I mean, all the entire time leading up until that point, I stayed fit. I always liked working out. I always liked waking up early in the mornings. Before school, even during high school, we would have the 5 a.m. workouts or 6 a.m. workouts. I would work out with the football team. Yeah, so I felt like I've always was involved in working out, but just not the way we do it as CrossFit athletes,
Rafael, when did you know that you had a good work ethic? How old were you? Like looking back, when would you be like, oh yeah, like I was really into football. Like I studied plays, or I was always the last one to leave, or I always wanted to ride up with the coach and hear about the game plan. When did you realize that? I'm making the presupposition that you're obsessive compulsive, like a lot of these people who excel, because I saw that video where you're so regimented and you're so disciplined. It's wake up, work out, then go straight to your daughter's room. I mean, you have a plan. Feed her, get her started on her day, pass her off, get back to working out. I mean, you're doing this. When did you realize signs of like, oh, I'm a dude who has gonna have good habits, good discipline, and push really hard? When did you start seeing signs of that as a kid?
I think it started when I don't think I ever realized it. I feel for me it was more like normal. That's my routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it started when I was like 12 or 13 years old. My brothers were already in high school. I was still in middle school, so I wasn't part of the program, right? I wasn't part of high school, but it was leading up until me being a freshman. I just told them, hey, can I go work out with you guys in the morning? They're like, yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to. I was like, yeah, I want to go work out with you guys. And yeah, they took me. I definitely felt like super out of place. They just felt like monsters. They were all, working out, pushing heavy weights. To me, it seemed like they were pushing, like 315 on the bench.
And you're like using the bar and it's like wobbling around and shit, right?
Yeah. I'm back there, just trying to do my thing, trying to keep up with these guys. Just, to me, I was just like, holy crap, like these guys are monsters. Just kind of, holding at this pedestal, right? And I was down here trying to, get myself up there. But I just felt like it started since then. And, every year, I was dialed into either, working on feet work for, certain drills for football, getting better with my hands, catching, I was just doing something. It was all for the goal of, trying to go to the next level, go to a Division I or Division II school. But
did you ever think about did you ever do any track? Did you ever think about doing any? You did do track.
So in high school I did football mainly, and then I did 3 years of track and then 1 year of soccer my freshman year.
Oh wow.
And the only reason I did that soccer season was because I was like, you know what, maybe this can help me for football, right? They're always running, they're always doing, but oh yeah, I could not keep up with those guys. For them, it's the same thing, right? They grew up playing soccer. To them, that's like they don't even think about when they move the ball, right? They just do it. When I was in practice, I was struggling. I was like trying to, look at the ball. They were moving without even looking at the ball, right, with their feet. For me, it was more of like, yeah, this isn't for me. I can't. They're in level 10. I'm in level 1.
Right.
Yeah.
And what did you do in track? What were your?
I was a 200, 400, and a 4x4. I always wanted to do 100 meters, but I wasn't the fastest. Here and there, they'll throw me in there. But yeah, it was just 400, 4x4, 200. And I think one time I did it 800, but yeah, those were my events.
Is 4x4, is that relay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's 4 dudes and they all...
Yeah, 4 dudes. You do pretty much 1 lap each. Yep. Just try to sprint it out as fast as you can.
Yeah, crazy.
And what sucks about that is it's the last event. Oh. Yeah, so it's all day, and then, all right, last race here, 4x4. Yeah.
Are you the tallest dude in your family?
No, me and my brother are about the same height. My oldest brother.
Is that tall for being Mexican? 6 foot?
I guess you can say, yeah, it is pretty tall. I don't consider myself tall, but yeah, I guess on average height, Mexicans maybe might be like 5'8", 5'9". Yeah. Maybe going for 5'10", but yeah.
So you when you're doing this football stuff, are things like power clean, snatch, these Olympic lifts, are they being introduced to you?
So snatch was never introduced to me. It was more power cleans, and I feel like it was mainly just power cleans, maybe squat cleans, and like push press, maybe a strict press, but never like a split jerk, never a squat snatch, never an overhead squat, like stuff like that. Actual like bigger Olympic lifts that require more technique, that was never really taught to me until I did CrossFit.
Look at Ernie Garza, 5'3" here, family from Monterrey, Mexico.
There we go.
You know what's cool about Mexicans when they're short, they're still proportional, most of them. It's hard to be 5'3" and be proportional. I've seen pictures of this dude. Like if he's not standing next to anyone, you don't know. He's proportional. Really? Yeah, totally proportional. Mexicans in general will be proportional, but you get someone who's you've seen it. You can get someone who's 5'6" and they're not proportional. They look like they're 4'5".
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked. You just want to be proportional. Mike, pool boy, I'm Mexican and I'm a midget, but my penis is huge. Fair enough.
He's always talking about that thing.
Okay. Oh, Steven Flores. I'm 5'6", Sevi size. You probably I'm not 5'6", but thank you. Jonathan Ortega from Acapulco, Mexico, 5'6".
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
He has a nice mustache.
Everyone's weighing. All the Mexicans are weighing in. All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Bernie Gannon. Here we go. 2023 data shows us that the average Mexican male height is 5'7". Oh,
There we go.
okay. Yeah.
So I guess I'm above average.
All right. So you do all this. How do you become eventually? So if you come here, with your grandpa, how do you finally make it so like you can talk about this now and La Inmigración isn't at your door in like 20 minutes? Did you eventually?
Who knows? Who knows? They are listening and they could, right? But I mean, I have a. It's called DACA. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, I'm not. I've heard of it.
It's pretty much for kids that grew up here.
Okay.
It's like a program, right? You pretty much get access to having a social security that allows you to work in the country, right? And I believe with that, they can't really, immigration can't just come into my door. Hey, we're going to take you because we know you're an immigrant. But yeah, it's the program. Like I said, the system is called DACA. It gives me, it's deferred action for a child. Yep, there we go, right there.
So let me ask you this: can you leave the? Do you have any concerns? Like if I'm like, hey, Raphael, let's go to Paris for the day. Can you just fly out of the country? We go to Paris, hang out, and you come back, or are you like? Fuck?
We can fly out, but I probably won't be able to come back with you.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I could leave the country, but once I leave the country, I can't come back in.
And what about fixing that? How do you fix that?
We are actually in the process of doing that right now. Me and my wife, we got married, right? And we've been trying for the longest time. And I think it was finally time. We were trying to do it without spending money. And I think now I have a daughter. She's 5 years. She's about to be 5. So it's something that's crossed my mind, right? Like if she ever wants to go anywhere, if just in general, right? Just being able to have access to leaving the country.
Yeah.
We finally decided it was time to get a lawyer. So we're pretty much going through that process, and everything is looking like it's going in the right direction.
So it's just chaos. It's just a shitload of paperwork and
waiting. It's paperwork,
a
lot of money, a lot of waiting, a lot of questions. It's a lot.
You know what I picture? This is going to be horrible. I apologize. Not really, but I picture this room full of people, men and women, who are all like 200 pounds overweight, eating donuts, drinking coffee, like fucking just their hormones are destroyed, their insulin's all out of whack, just in a mountain of papers trying to figure shit out. Like it's like that's how I picture the DMV too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a train wreck of human beings.
Yep.
I mean,
you're probably not
anytime I send my passport away, I'm just like, holy shit,
hopefully
how does this
comes back to me?
Yeah, how does this ever make it back?
Yeah.
What a fucking mess this must be. All right. So it's such a mess. It's so complicated. It's so tedious that you just get a lawyer and you just keep your fingers crossed and keep shoveling money to him.
Yep, pretty much.
And he's like, sign here. You're like, all right.
Yep, sign here, send these documents. Hey, we need this picture. Hey, you need this. It's just, every detail that they need.
Yeah. And then I guess you have other resources too to talk to about, because a lot of other people who've gone through the same thing. So you can be like, what did you do here? What did you do here? And your lawyer probably that's probably all he does, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was that lawyer was recommended to us by my aunt, my mom's sister.
Yeah.
She went through the same lawyer, so that's how we got in contact with her. But yeah, we had the meeting with her about maybe a year and a half ago, and we're like, you know what? It's just time to do it. Just spend the money and do it.
Jonathan Ortega, the line in LA for immigration office is long as fuck. We used to get there at 4 a.m. God, yeah, I imagine it to be just.
Yeah.
The burpee dude, I just went through getting my papers and it's expensive as fuck. Wow.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's not cheap. And just a few days ago, we got another email saying like, hey, we're still working on your case. You still owe this amount of money. We're like, okay.
Yeah, right. Look at your people. Omar Cornejo. Each signature form filed was $5,000. Ay.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's expensive. It's not something cheap. But at the end of the day, this is gonna, whether it costs more money, it's just something that needs to be done.
Right.
And why wait? Yeah, because say the CrossFit, say I make it to the CrossFit Games, right? They're moved to who knows, freaking the UK.
Right.
I can't go, right? So
Right. Right.
just better prepare now for anything.
Right.
And yeah, not have that excuse that I can't go out there.
Oh, this is interesting. I got my citizenship in Baghdad through the Army. Wow.
Okay, there we go.
How about your wife? Where did you meet her at?
It's funny because we went to the same high school, but I didn't meet her up until we went to community college, to the one right there in Salinas. We had a lot of classes together, and then she's the one that reached out to me. I always tell this story. She reached out to me and she asked me, right, what time our final was for one of our classes, and I didn't really get the hint. I mean, I kind of knew, right, that she probably wanted to talk, but at the time she had a boyfriend, or at least I thought she was with the boyfriend, right? She was always going to class with him, and we had the class together, all three of us, you can say. And yeah, she messaged me on Facebook, hey, what time is our final? I just put, our final is at this time, 3:30. That's it. Nothing happened from there. She didn't want to, like, like, hey, like, I'm trying to talk to you. I didn't
Right.
get that hint really. I mean, I got it, but like I said, I didn't really want to be an asshole and try to interfere with her relationship that I thought was still going on. About 3 months passed, and this time she messaged me through Instagram. I was running at the track, the one right there in Hartnell, and she messaged me like, hey, you should join the track team. The track team, at that time, she was doing track.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I want to say she was doing the I don't know what the name of hip I don't really heptathlon, the one where they do 10 events. Yeah. So she was doing that, and she saw me running.
Dude, that's hardcore. That's a good girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's legit.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah. But yes. So she messaged me. She's saying, hey, you should join the track team. That's when I got the hint. I was like, all right, you guys are already like a month into track season. There's no way I can join. And that's how our pretty much we started talking. We met up at the library, and then from there, just our relationship kept growing.
Does she speak Spanish?
No, she speaks very little, but she understands a lot of it. She can understand a full conversation. She might not get like 1 or 2 words, right?
Yeah.
But she understands like pretty much anything we're talking about if she's ever around people that are just speaking Spanish.
What did her parents think about you? What did they think about you?
I think they think I'm a great guy, right?
Yeah.
I want to say
my mom's parents were immigrants, right?
Yeah.
And they came through Ellis Island. And my dad was an immigrant, and even though they were both Armenian, my mom's parents like looked down on my dad. I think like they just thought he was like just a dirty Armenian. He wasn't one of the clean ones that was here already.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if your wife was already here, and she's like, oh, those are one of the dirty Mexicans from Mexico.
So,
like, no,
because my wife's dad, my father-in-law, he's also an immigrant too. Okay. So I feel like we come back, they kind of
even more reason why maybe he didn't want her with you.
No, but I think they think I'm a really good guy, and I mean, I believe I am, right? To her.
Oh, dude, you're a great guy. You're a great catch.
Yeah.
Your wife scored, dude. Yeah. Just from that 10 minutes, I can see, man, what a good dude you are.
Yeah, thank you.
And so it was happily ever after. What year was that you guys started dating?
I'm trying to go back. So 2015.
Okay, so congratulations,
we met,
9 years. That's good.
Yeah, and then we went. I'll say within like 5-6 months, we moved in together. We went to Fresno. We moved to Fresno. We went to Fresno State. We studied there for 2 years. We got our degree. She got pregnant.
So you did that? You did 2 years at City College and then 2 years at State and got your degree? That's fucking impressive. I mean, that's the way you're supposed to do it, but I don't know anyone who ever makes that. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Good job.
Yeah. So the cool thing about that is that we pretty much we had the same classes. We were side by side like 24/7. We even worked together too. So that was pretty cool for me. just being around her 24/7. I know a lot of people can't stand being with their significant other for that long, but for me that's what I want. And yeah, so
would you guys train together too? Would you go to the track together and all in the gym and all that?
Yeah, we did everything. Cool. Yep, we started CrossFit at the same time. Our instructor, our first year there in Fresno State, was she owned her own gym. It was called CrossFit Fresno. She would offer extra credit. She was like, "Hey, if anyone ever wants to go try CrossFit, you guys can come to my gym Saturday, free for you guys." There we go, right there. Yep. Unfortunately, they're not open anymore. They had to close their doors, I think, this past year. But yeah, that's where we started. For her birthday, actually, I signed us up. I was like, "Hey, I have a surprise for you. We're going somewhere this early." She didn't like it. She wasn't a fan of it for like the first 2 years. But it slowly started to build on her, right?
Did it stress her out? Did it stress her out? Is that why?
I think so. I think
it stresses out a lot of people in the beginning, like knowing what the workout is.
I felt like for me, a lot of it was coming super natural to me, and for her, she had to just work double as hard as I did. That was me trying to get ring muscle ups. I mean, you can see my technique is not the best.
How much do you weigh there, Rafael?
Maybe like 180, 175. Yeah.
So you've put on about 15 pounds to 20 pounds since you started CrossFit. And how many years ago did you start it, did you say?
Let me see. So we 15, probably like 2016. Well, this open right here coming up is going to be my 8th open. So
how did the muscle come on? Did it come on like 4 or 5 pounds the first year, and then after that it slowed down, or like, what happened? Tell me about your body composition shift.
To me, I feel the same, right? Of course, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, you're huge now compared to then. I mean, you're thin for a CrossFitter, but for like a normal human being, you're yoked as fuck. So,
I don't know. I just feel like I don't really see the difference very much, but I feel like it's just at least every year, I add maybe like another 2-3 pounds, and that's something hard for me to add weight. Yeah.
Do you how does it feel to be this big now, to be a 200-pound guy? Do you miss the 185-pound guy?
Oh no,
like, no.
Honestly, if I could be 210, I'll freaking love that. 210 that's something I want to get to, right? 210, 205, a little bit bigger.
Okay, so you're in there in the gym and you're working out, and I'm assuming you just got addicted right away, because you said the first 2 years, so you just started going. And and you just automatically 3 days a week or 5 days a week, or
automatic? Like, I mean, we did maybe like the first month, it was just class, 5 a.m. class, and then after that, it was just more like, I want more of this. I need to get better at this. And it was just for me, right? It was just for me to get better, to feel like, oh, all right, I'm getting better at handstand walks. It wasn't for like, oh, I'm trying to get better to compete, or it was just more for my own sake. Yeah.
And where were you consuming information at? Were you doing also, like, you'd come home and you'd start like looking around videos, articles?
Yeah, I think it might have been your videos, right? The ones you came out with, the behind the scenes, or if not even the ones where they had of Ben Smith or Matt, or just like all those, Rich Froning, all the movies. I just started to consume like everything, and I was just like, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to compete. Yeah, but like I said, the first 2 years was more of just getting the basics, stringing a certain amount of ring muscle ups, getting handstand walks. Yeah.
Did you have a good coach? Did you have someone who was helping you with the technique, the movements?
I've never had a coach, so I would love to have a coach, right? But I feel like everything I learned from help of other people, but more on myself. I would record myself a lot. Okay, like, this is what I'm doing wrong for the snatch. I'll go to an actual like person snatching like good weight, and I'm like, okay, I need to try to look like that, and this is how I look right now, so I need to try to fix this. That's how I would correct all my like errors and try to get better at that.
So give me an example of something you would see. Like, you would watch it, like you would watch like an Olympic lifter. Give me an example of something you'd see and then be like, okay, I'm doing this and I need to change that. Does anything stand out to you?
Yeah, so like, say my snatches, right? Back then I was shooting my hips straight up, and my chest was, say this is right here, this is how I start. I was shooting my hips way up before I brought the bar up, and or throwing even the bar up in front of me. Just stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this doesn't look the way those people look. So I need to try to fix it. And yeah, like that's little stuff like that is what I did to try to improve my technique, even for this snatch. I mean, even for the clean, even for the jerk. Yeah.
It's interesting because that's like when that's really the old school way. Because when a bunch of us started CrossFit in 06, 07, we would be we didn't even know, like you would see a word like thruster and you didn't know what it was, or you would see a word like snatch and you wouldn't know what it was. So first you had to and it was so hard to find videos or anything. So you had to like read stuff or look at pictures, and then slowly there started videos started populating the internet, and it was like that. You had to learn everything from watching other people or reading articles. There was no, it wasn't just everywhere.
Yeah, how it is now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you type in snatch and it's like millions of videos, right?
Yep.
Literally millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and so that's how you learned it. Because you move great. Do you feel like you're a good mover?
Yeah, I feel like I move like well. Like I move to, like to standard.
Yeah.
A lot of people have their faults as far as like how low they move or if they squat deep enough. But for me, I feel like I've always been efficient on making sure I get full depth, or whether it's the lockout overhead or whether it's the lockout at the hips. Yeah.
In that HWPO workout, is it Amy who is coaching you?
Which workout?
You were at HWPO.
The headquarters.
Headquarters. Who's their Olympic lifting specialist? What's her name? Amy. Yeah.
Yep.
And so the cues she's giving you or the adjustments she's giving you are so nuanced, right? It's like you're already so proficient in the move and so good at it that she's just like giving you the tiniest little tweaks.
Tiniest detail. Yeah. So that was pretty awesome, just to have her there and just tell me that stuff. Even from the other professionals in their field that were there, little stuff like that makes a big difference in the long run.
And you don't get that. You haven't had, that's like very minimal. You've had very little coaching like that. All of it's just been from yourself. Watch.
Oh yeah.
And
watching,
make the tweaks.
Recording. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes when we first started, I do remember, I don't know his name anymore, but he was a coach at CrossFit Fresno. He was the one helping me how to string butterfly pull-ups. He's like, all right, think about how you cycle in a bike, but do it the opposite way. Like you're gonna go in reverse. Like think about that. Like I do remember that specifically. Like he was telling us, he spent like an extra 5 minutes. As soon as he told me that, like I picked it up super quick. That's one thing I do remember, like getting help on like stringing my butterfly pull-ups. But everything else, it was just more of like looking at videos, trying to compare myself to how I look to how the people that are doing it right look. And that's how I got better.
Rafael, what was your first competition you entered? And why'd you enter it?
It was the Central, I want to say it's called the Central Valley Throwdown. It might be there on my Instagram if you go down far enough. Same thing. It was promoted through our CrossFit gym. It's local. So they were like, hey, you should probably sign up. That was my first ever competition. And I did pretty well. I think I was sitting in 3rd or 4th place. And this was my first competition. It killed me though. The last workout was a lot of barbell stuff. And it wasn't very heavy now. But then it was pretty heavy. I think it might have been like clean and jerks at 155. And I was a struggle bus on that one.
Is that the first time you'd competed since college? Since
like football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or since high school. So since high school.
Yeah. Well, you could say community college, right? Because I played football for the community college that I went to. But this was my first. I don't know if it was this one. Probably 1 year before this, right? But this is my second competition. Right there, I got buried by who knows what weight that was. But I got back up.
And how was that? Were you addicted right away? Did you love it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. To me, it was more of like a replacement of football. It was like, okay, like I'm done with football. Like this is the next adventure I can.
Sorry to interrupt. Look at your double unders. They're perfect. I mean, you are a great mover. Look at that. I mean,
yeah. Thank you.
Just crazy efficient.
Yeah.
And so you taught yourself that. You'd be like, hey, I'm not doing this right, or I'm jumping too high, or I'm leaning over too much, and you just kept tweaking it.
I do remember I tweaked. I mean, my wife also helps me, right? But right there, I think by then I was already working on that. But I used to bend my knees a lot when I would do my double unders to try to like curl my feet so the jump rope can get past.
Yeah.
you know? And that's something she would tell me, like, hey, like, I think you're doing this wrong. Try to keep your feet together. Try not to bend your knees too much when you're doing double unders. But yeah, little details like that. Like I said, it helps when I used to record. I mean, even now I still record myself because I want to make sure I'm doing everything right, and efficient. But yeah.
You like that? Do you like getting cues from her? You like having the extra set of eyes on you?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It
mean,
helps.
yeah, even look at that. Even your bar muscle ups clean.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this was my This might have been like my second big competition, and I was beating. I mean, I was beating a lot of athletes that were already doing CrossFit that had maybe like 3 or 4 years on me, and it felt good, just to be like, you know what, whatever I'm doing, it's working. And I don't even think I was wearing grips. No, I wasn't. Or I don't know if you can tell from here, but yeah. Now I'll probably be wearing knee sleeves and grips. Yeah, so this was one of the final workouts here. Same thing. This one buried me a little bit because of that log, the big log. It was like clean and jerks, or shoulder to overhead, or ground to shoulder to overhead.
Stephen Flores, my buddy Beto trained with you. Said you're a good dude. Plus, Dara trains at my gym here in Fresno. Small world.
Oh yeah. I know all those people. They're good friends.
Hey, when you had your daughter, did you think that was the end of your desire to compete in CrossFit?
No,
No.
because I mean, I knew it was going to be a little bit harder, just to manage, time, at least time outside of the gym, time in the gym. But no, it wasn't really too much of a difference as far as like me thinking like, you know what, this is going to be the end of my CrossFit career or my CrossFit goal to make it to the games. But yeah, I don't think it ever changed my mindset.
And your wife is fully behind you. She just supported you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's more than just my wife. She's my best friend. She does a lot for me. And like outside of CrossFit, in CrossFit, she's pretty much, she does everything. She trains with me, she cooks for me, she supports me.
It's cool. And
It's hard.
she believes in you.
Oh yeah. She believes in me more than I believe in myself.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And she's always there, like, you're good for that. Like, you're good. Believe in you. I'm like, yeah, you guys are here for that, but I'm just here to do the work. And you guys
that's
are,
good. You're
more
stoked.
Support. Yeah.
Every dude needs a woman who believes in him. Every dude.
Oh,
Every dude. I mean, every woman probably needs a man who believes in her. But since I'm a dude, I know, like, if my wife didn't believe in me, it'd be a mess. I'd be a mess.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's the plan now? So, or let's go back a little bit. How did your paths cross with HWPO? Who was doing your training before, and why did you pivot over to the great Matt Fraser's program?
So I think I was doing a mixture of Proven and Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that for a few years, and then they finally came out with their own program. Matt came out with his program, right, HWPO. And as soon as they came out, I was like, I'm just going to give it a try. I signed up right from the beginning. This was, I want to say, about 3 years ago already. And right from the beginning, I just liked the different formats that they had as far as, their workout structure, the way they focus on certain things more than the other programs. And then, yeah, so just right from the beginning, I kind of fell in love with it. And I mean, I feel like the results speak for themselves. I know that maybe it doesn't show in like you can say this past year, maybe, but I feel like every year since then I've improved, strength wise, endurance wise, everything. So yeah, I really like it. And I mean, ever since then, I haven't really looked back.
And how did you end up in Vermont? How does that happen? How does someone get to go train there?
That was crazy how it happened. So they reached out, right? They reached out to me. They emailed me. They were like, "Hey, we're inviting you to the grand opening of the headquarters. We would love to have you here." And I thought they were inviting more athletes, right? We come to find out that when we get there, it was only me and another one of our friends. Her name is Taylor Patterson. She was also invited, right? But we both thought like, oh yeah, there's probably going to be like maybe a handful of athletes that do it, that are going to be invited to to be part of this this party, you can say, the grand opening. And no, it was only me and her out of the normal athletes, right? Every other athlete that was there, they're games athletes.
Yeah, I saw Jason in the background and Amanda Barnhart. I saw some of the pipe hitters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, for us, it was like, what the heck? How come no one else got invited of the regular athletes that follow the program? And they ended up just telling us, just because they really like us as people, and they just thought we were they felt like we were, I don't know, just good people to be there. They felt like we were friends. So yeah, that's Taylor right there. So the way we met was actually the year before at my first semifinals, the syndicate in Tennessee. Matt sat down with me and her. He was just kind of helping us program, just like preparing us for the day before we met, and he was just preparing us, like, if you had any questions just on.
So you didn't know Matt. You show up at the Syndicate Crown, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? You do HWPO? Hey, I've been watching you. You're doing great. Can I help you out with some things? Can I give you some pointers?"
Sorry, Sevan, your microphone's really. I don't know if it's your end or my end. The microphone's
yeah, I heard that too. That's crazy.
Can you hear it?
I hear it. It's all fucked up.
What's going on?
Let me see what's going on here. Hold on. What the fuck is going
on? Let me see.
How's that?
So I might have to use my wife's phone because my phone is at 1%.
Okay.
Caleb, can I switch phones real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah, switch. Go ahead. Come off for a second. Nothing good. I'm gonna kick you out of the studio for a second, and you just come back in. Is that better? So that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
Oh, thank you. It's never the guest. Jeez Louise.
This is adorable. I was gonna pull this up.
Good.
This is his wife and kid.
Oh, dude, you know what's crazy? His daughter looks just like his wife did in some of those younger pictures. Oh my God, it's a spitting image. Oh my goodness. Kiss mama, cheer for dad. I love it.
I know.
That's dope. Oh my God, she's beautiful, dude. Great job, dude. You scored. What two beautiful women you have in your life. That is awesome.
And trust me, I mean, if you put my mother-in-law, they're like triplets.
Yeah, that's wild.
My mother-in-law, my wife, and then my daughter, they look like, they're twins. I guess
that black hair is just amazing. It's
so long.
It's wild.
Yeah.
God, it's so black. It's so beautiful. I saw in one of the pictures Caleb pulled up earlier, I saw a picture of your wife that looked just like your daughter. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my wife says that she looks like me, but the only thing that she has of me, its features, is probably my smile.
Oh, yeah. That's good. You got a great smile. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. She got and her hair is amazing.
Yeah, it's long. I mean, she has a lot of hair.
Did you know that when you went to the Syndicate Crown that Matt would be talk to you?
So we were messaged pretty much saying like, hey, you guys are gonna meet up with Matt to go over any questions you guys have, anything, just like pretty much just briefing before the actual event.
Like shit he could help you out with, like strategy or
strategy
or let him know he's there and got your back for a little morale, just shit like that, right? Hype shit.
Yeah, just anything. I mean, it was me, Matt, O'Keefe, Sammy, my wife, and then Taylor and her husband. We were all sitting down, and that was pretty
small. So it's a small group. It's not 50
yeah. So it was
HWPO athletes. It's intimate.
No, yeah. So we thought it was going to be the same thing. It was going to be more than 5 athletes, right? Because we thought people were doing the programming, and then we come to find out that it was only me and another athlete, and then it was Matt sitting across from us.
Yeah,
that was more of like, holy shit, like he's right in front of me. Like I looked up to this guy. So that definitely helped out. Just calming the nerves a little bit, getting advice of like what to eat, how to approach this workout. Yeah.
I wonder if Matt gets nervous too, because you think, although it's in the same family, it's he's a rookie again now because he's a coach, right? So he's a rookie coach. So yeah, even though he was, insanely seasoned athlete. Oh, that's a great picture. Matt looks so endearing there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Who's that guy on the right? Is that?
That's Josh. That's like his right-hand man, him and Jake Marconi.
Okay.
Yeah, those two guys they're super good dudes too.
That's not Luis Oscar Mora?
No. Luis
Oh,
Oscar,
okay.
he's a competitor.
Hey, does Luis speak English?
He speaks, I want to say, yeah, he speaks English.
Yeah, okay. You talk Spanish? You talk Spanish to him when you talk to him?
I do.
Yeah.
It's our conversations have been very short, but yeah, whenever I talk to him, I'm just going to talk to him in Spanish.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it was nerve-wracking for Matt too, because he went from being like the most senior elder in his kind of lane, and now he's switching to this coaching, and to some extent you got to fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've never talked to him about that, but I'm sure it's as nerve-wracking as it is for us, right, when we go out to the competition floor.
Right.
But every single time, I mean, this last year he was my coach for the semifinals. And then just everything, before every workout, he would just tell me, you know what, like, dude, just go out there and just perform to your best ability. And I'm going to be proud of that. Like, I don't want you to think that because I'm here as your coach that you need to get top 5. He's like, if you get last, I'm still going to be proud of all your effort. And he's like, as long as you do what you can out there, that's all that matters. So that kind of helped. But yeah, like I said, he probably gets just as nervous as we do as athletes when he's out there coaching.
And is the plan this year to do the Open quarterfinals, semifinals, and make the journey, make the shot again? Is this like are you pretty fired up right now? Do you already feel some nerves building?
Yeah, I mean, I felt nervous coming into this podcast. Yeah, but I do feel like that's the plan still this year. Open, quarterfinals, and then hopefully from quarterfinals to semifinals. Yeah. And then hopefully the games, right?
Yeah. Are you the fittest Rafael Sancen that's ever been?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely feel that. I feel confident in my weightlifting, gymnastics, same thing. I feel well-rounded, more than I did last year.
Sorry, I'm going to switch this. Tell me, what does the Open mean to you? How is that going to be? Is the goal will you be like, okay, I want to, like, what's the highest you've ever finished in the Open?
I was just looking at that yesterday. I want to say like the 300s.
Okay.
400s.
We sit around here, the pundits and those of us who watch the games as games fans, and we think that, hey, for some people, the Open doesn't matter, that they just, because everyone's going to the quarterfinals, all the guys at your ability. What's your take on the Open?
For me, I just, the priority isn't very much there as far as, I don't really focus mainly on the Open workout, right? So like my training schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is active recovery, Friday, which now this next week coming up is going to be the community Open, right? And I'm going to try to do that. Hopefully I can with my schedule work-wise, but I'll probably still train in the morning and then do that Open workout probably in the afternoon with everybody from the community, from the gym where I go. So like I said, it's mainly it's more of an extra workout that's thrown to me, and it's going to be thrown into my program.
Okay, so you won't. I'm putting words in your mouth now, but work with me. You take it seriously, but not so serious that you wouldn't do a workout in the morning before. Like, you're not. It's not the end all. You're not like, hey, I have to fucking win the Open at all costs. I'm gonna. Okay.
Yeah. To me, it's more of like, as long as I can do good in the workout, like, I have enough rest between my first session to that second workout. Hopefully, it's not very like if I don't do well, I'm gonna redo this workout. No. Yeah.
It's just part of your training. You're good enough
Yep.
to where it's just part of your training.
Yeah.
And then the quarterfinals, is that nerve-wracking as shit with all the cameras and like making sure you're recording and uploading it and all that? Tell me about that.
Yeah. So the process, like I told you before, the process of doing that, it's me and my wife and sometimes the gym owner, Josh. He's the one that's judging me, or if not, it's my wife, right? But yeah, that's super hard on us because we don't have a big group, right? We don't have a big team to help, like we are the ones in charge of that.
Measuring it out and the
Yep.
tape and double checking and
So-
making sure that you film the weights and like.
Yep. So for me, it's not like, okay, I'm just going to walk into the gym, I'm going to warm up and everything is being taken care of. Like, no, it's like I'm a part of the process as much as my wife is. I mean, she's the one in charge of recording. I'm sure she does feel the stress more than me, but yeah, that's a little bit more, like I have to be super, super careful on hitting every standard, hitting every measurement, recording, making sure I upload the videos right. Like all that is a lot more stress on me, the quarters.
Yeah, that's it. Shit sounds so stressful. I never believed in anyone more. This man has the work ethic and drive. He will make the games one day.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, there you go.
AKA pool boy.
Last year he had to do the crossover workout twice the same day because he fucked up like a ding dong. Uh-oh.
Yep. So this every year these past
Look
2
at
years,
he made you a shit sandwich.
yeah.
Some love and then just some shit on it.
Yep. Yeah. So these last 2 years I've screwed up the first workout.
What
Yeah.
happened? What happened? Like what's screw up mean?
So this last year, you know how we had those crossovers?
Yeah,
I was-
there were crossovers in the Open last year.
Yeah, the singles. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know.
No,
that.
not the
That's-
Open. Sorry, no, quarterfinals.
Oh, quarterfinals. Okay.
Yeah. So when they released it, right? They released it the following morning. I did the workout, and the way I counted the crossovers was you count them when you cross, it's 1. When you uncross it, that's 2. The way I was counting them was 1, 2, and I think it was a total of 40 or 50, whatever it was. So I pretty much did double the work.
Okay.
And then yeah, I think later on that day after I had done the workout, they released how to count the crossovers. So you count it 1 when you cross, and then 2 when you uncross it.
Okay.
So I had done double the work, and my score wasn't the best with me doing double.
Right.
And right from the beginning, I was pretty sore already. It was a lot of dumbbell snatches. I was like, well, there goes another opportunity. I had to redo that workout the next morning. So that mentally already put me like in a hole. I was like, man, is this going to really hurt me for my repeat? And this is also going to hurt me for the rest of the workouts. And then the year before that, same thing. I didn't do certain standards with the tape lines. I had to redo one of the workouts. So hopefully this year is a lot cleaner, right?
But you still made it to the semifinals both years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Both years I made it back.
Joseph Standridge, I've had the pleasure of competing alongside Rafa, class act and beast of an athlete. This guy will for sure be in the games one day.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Jamie Latimer, games athlete. I did the same thing, doubled them.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. What you said makes.
Yeah, and like I said, when they released the workout, they never released how to count them. So I feel like for a lot of people that have never done them, at least counting them, you just thought that, right, when you cross it and uncross it, that's going to be 1 rep. But it wasn't the case.
I appreciate you coming on here. What a cool story. What a good. I mean, you probably don't see it this way, but you're an amazing role model. You are truly an amazing role model. You're focused. You're a gentleman. You're handling your business. I respect the fuck out of you, dude. Thanks for coming on, Rafael.
Of course, dude. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime, and don't fuck up because I'm be prone to talk shit about you. So don't screw up. Don't fall off the pedestal I'm putting you on.
All right then, dude. Yeah, I'll try not to.
All right. Tell your wife and daughter thank you for letting us have Papa this morning. Appreciate it.
Of course, dude. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Cheers. And I hope to run into you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
In the
we're
same
not that
area.
far away, so hopefully we can meet. I felt like I've seen you around, but yeah, hopefully this time we can meet in person soon.
Right on, dude.
All right, Sevan. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good morning.
You too.
Rafael Sancen.
What a nice
Oh.
guy.
Caleb, will you open up the DEI checklist and check off brown person for the show for February. Okay. Thank you.
Person February.
Thank you. All right. God, that's a good dude. When I interview people like that, I'm like, that's the son my mom wanted. All polite and shit and kind and God, David's getting so soft. I mean, sorry. I mean, thank you, David. I appreciate the objective and ever critical observation. Hey, David, how come when I post something or I say something about a girl, I'm creepy as fuck, but when you say Paige Powers is cute or whoever you said was cute, it's cool. I want to know that. What do I have to do so that it's just okay and I'm not creepy as fuck? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Or am I just doomed? Am I just doomed to be creepy? Did I miss this? Is this what a morning. Someone made a comment. Oh, you're creepy too. Oh, all right. Fine. That sucks. I was hoping that you could lead me. Oh, men are creepy. It's like just Burn again, and I hope that Rafa becomes the big shot games athlete. He will still talk to Sevi, even if Sevi doesn't like his shoes. Yeah, don't hate on me because I don't like your shoes. Hey, listen, I totally understand. Danielle Brandon's doing the right thing, standing up for her sponsor. Let me tell you, I would fucking, if one of you talk shit about Paper Street Coffee, I'd block you into fucking, I'd put you in that little glass cube that they shot the bad guys in the Superman movie off into in like the 1980s Superman. Did you ever see that Superman, Caleb? It's from the 80s.
No, but I know what you're talking
The
about.
graphics are so bad. Superman catches the three bad guys and shoots them off into space in this like flat glass. Talk shit about, yeah. There is no rad hate. I don't have any rad. I don't get the rad hate. That's there's nothing to, you shouldn't get it. There isn't any. I don't like, there is none. There's no rad hate. The guy, I don't hate people because they play victim and because they make shoes that I don't like. Not even at all. Dude, imagine how much I put myself on the line. There's whole Reddit threads out there that fucking call me a pedophile and misogynist. Like I can't dislike his shoes or think it's weird that he plays the victim. You don't understand. Sevi, you don't understand. It's a marketing strategy. I don't have to understand. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a marketing strategy. You don't understand. It's a marketing strategy for me to not like the victims. Like where does that end? I'm just saying, I don't like the shoe. I don't think it has a lasting style. I don't. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, that's wow. I can't believe you found that. I think that's from the when they're coming back. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Banished to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. That thing was weird. God, look, did you see those graphics? God, movies used to be crazy. That was like a huge blockbuster.
Yeah, incredible.
There's no hate for rad. I'm sure I've heard nothing but great. Listen, I've heard Caleb's wearing the shoes right now. Souza loves the shoes.
I like them a lot. They're good.
Yeah.
The one thing I have a problem with is that part of the sole just like peels away too easy. It's
like a banana. They peel like a banana, but other than that, they're great. They're ugly and play victims. Yeah, that's it. But whatever. Like all he has to do is be like, yeah, I played the victim, motherfucker. I'm a crybaby.
I'm trying to sell more shoes, bitch.
And listen, and not only did he play the crybaby, but he made it sound like it was like Tier's fault or something. Listen, anyway, sensitivos. I mean, what do you want me to say? 10 nice things about rad?
Yeah, that's on the list for this month too, for February.
10 nice things about rad. Someone wrote someone wrote in the comments on YouTube, they said, Yeah, I can't do anything with narrow feet. For narrow feet people, I can't do narrow feet. Someone in the comments said, Sevan, are you just promoting the open so that they'll let you do the behind the scenes? It's just like, do you really care why I'm promoting the open, or are you just being an asshole? Like, it's just such a, like, why would you type that out? Are you like, do you just wipe your ass so that you don't get shit on your underwear, or do you do it because just everyone else is doing it? I mean, there's just such a shitty question. How about this? I could give you 1,000 reasons why I'm promoting the open, but who cares? But I just know that there's something else under there that you're doing or saying or trying to get to that just fucking makes me just want to fucking kick you in the vag. How about the fact that one of my dearest friends ever works at CrossFit, and I want to help him support his thing? How about that? How about just that? How about that? Yeah, my boy Dave is in charge of the CrossFit Games, and you don't know what CrossFit is? It's this lifestyle methodology, and they have a yearly checkup that's called the Open, and it's cool. And I used to work there, and I've dedicated fucking the last 15 years of my life to it too, which is kind of honestly. I mean, shut the fuck up. I just hate that kind of like that dipshit Plange was in here in the beginning of the show. Just spewing just moron shit. You know what no one should interact with that guy, by the way. That guy is I've told you about that guy before. That's the guy who's like sends me a DM and says, "Why are you erasing our DMs?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why am I erasing your DMs?" He's like, "I know you're erasing our DMs, and I have screenshots of all our DMs, and I'm gonna post them." Dude, you're some fucking grown ass man on the fucking internet. I don't even know how to erase DMs, and now you're telling me you're taking screenshots of my shit. You go out of your way to post something negative every single day somewhere in my world. Like, go what? You're fucking disgusting. I seriously feel like it's like I have like how I imagine what it's like to have a dingleberry. Like I have a psycho in my, you know what a dingleberry is? Like poop stuck in your butt hair.
Yeah, it itches.
It's just so weird.
What a cool guy.
I woke up this morning, I took a shit, drank a cup of coffee, now I'm going over to the Sevan Podcast to be a douche nozzle and make up a bunch of weird shit.
Sounds like a fun routine, you know?
Dude, as a kid, I had so much shit in my underwear. I gotta ask my mom about that. How would she how would she how would she how did she let that happen? I would not let that happen to my kids. I'll call her. I feel like calling her right now on the show and asking her. I don't want to harass her. I think she's feeling sick. She's got a cold or something.
Like you used to get like crazy dirty underwear. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my mom I lived in tighty whities, and every single one of my tighty whities had a brown stain on them, no matter how much you bleached them. And like sometimes I pull my underwear off and it'd be like stuck to my ass because there'd be a strip of shit on it. And I didn't even have hair on my butt then. Oh, Toothian's so good. Oh my God, you guys. I'm so fucking excited. Oh my God. I ordered one. This morning.
I can't believe this exists.
Oh my goodness. I took screenshots of all of our DMs and I'm going to publish them. Please do. Why are you erasing our DMs? Hey, what is that? What is that thing that happens? You know, so here's some Instagram talk. You guys want to hear about some Instagram talk? Sorry, Matuthian, you gotta wait. So when I go through my DMs now, when I look at them and I leave them, it still says they're unread. I actually have to swipe up a little bit. Right? Have you noticed that?
You probably have so many DMs that by the time you get through all the unread ones, it'll refresh and give you the other unread ones that you haven't read yet.
No, what I mean is like, look, I'm gonna let me see if I can show Pool Boys. Okay, so look, so here's Pool Boys, right? I just opened it, right? Now if I go back, oh, it says unread. Hold on, let me try another one. Let me try Jonathan Ortega's. So I'm gonna click Jonathan Ortega's, and it says, so I clicked it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back. Oh shit, it says unread. Fuck. So,
like it says read, it continues to say unread after you.
yes. And so then I
Okay.
would have to go back to it and kind of just swipe up gently, even though there's nothing below it. And then I go back. And so, hold on a second. Look at this. Look at this. Now you threatened to post our interactions on your show. That's a you. Oh my God. You guys listen. I know you guys know this, but even if people are complete assholes to me, I always ask, hey, do you care if I post this? And when this is how psycho this dude is. He's like, I've taken screenshots and I'm going to post it. And I said, please do. I'd love to see. That would be fun for the community to see that you're a psycho. Please post them. Let's see how it works out for my brand and your brand, whose reputation gets enhanced and who gets tarnished. He goes, well, and then he starts like backpedaling. I threatened you. I never fucking have threatened anybody in my fucking life. Like the most I'll say to my kids is like, hey, you better behave or we're going to bed early. Threatened you. You fucking ding dong. I don't have a fucking bone in my body like that. But then if you swipe up too hard, so look, here's Jonathan. Sorry, Jonathan, but there's nothing here. If you swipe up too hard, it goes to this mode, what's called
vanish mode.
And then I always panic.
You just swipe up one more time.
Because I think that someone's trying, then I think that they see that I did that and that I'm somehow trying to erase our conversation. So then I start panicking and start swiping up really fast.
Yeah, I think it's like telling you that there's still messages you haven't seen yet, and that's why it continues to say unread.
Oh, I know, but I have seen them. That's what's weird.
Yeah, you just have to scroll to the
bottom. Look,
bottom.
I just did one. Of course. Okay, so look at this guy, Alan. I click on it, and then I come back, and it's still blue. I click on it. I come back. It's still blue. I click on it, and I just go up a little bit like that. Now it's unread. It's like, what the fuck? That just takes. I don't have time for that much swiping. Oh yeah, and what is vanish mode? Basically, shit disappears after a while.
Yeah, it's like Snapchat, but for Instagram, I think.
Oh. So if I send you a dick pic, it vanishes my shit to you too?
I think so.
Oh. Instagram hates you. Don't you remember? Yeah. Vanish mode is for sending nudes.
There you go.
All right. Rafa Sancen. Even keeled, right?
Yeah, he's cool.
So chill. So chill. Did you guys see Ariel Lowen's? Oh, maybe I should save this for the news. Oh, what's going on with this thing? I saw this thing in our thread the other day. What is that? What's going on here? What is this? The Heat 1 Open 2024 Bracket Challenge. Download and fill out your bracket, share on Instagram, and tag. Oh, I see. I see. I see. So you just pick who's going to win 24.1, Jeffrey Adler or Jay Crouch, and then you move them forward. Roman Krennikov or Brent Fikowski, you move them forward. Ricky Garard or down. Oh, this is cool. Tune in on YouTube every Wednesday night at the Barbell Spin, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to catch up on all the action. I think Get With The Programming is having a Wednesday night show too.
That'd be cool.
You boys like Mexico? Yeah! Jonathan Ortega, you pick the winners across in the app or the website. If the app you can win stuff. Oh, there's an automated version of this, so you can just write it in the app.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Oh, I have to update the app. Then we'll see. Yeah, it looks like there's one on the app. That's cool.
I'm going to send you some Matuthian. What you do is, Caleb, is you get your toothbrush wet and then you bang it on the side of the sink and knock off the extra water.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're good at that?
Yep.
Ding, 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 banging.
I'm good at banging.
And then you dip it a little bit in the powder, and then you just start and you gently brush your teeth. In the instructions, it says 2 minutes. I don't do 2 minutes. 2 minutes seems 2 minutes. 2 minutes seems a little excessive. I just do all the teeth, like, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
40 seconds or a minute seems like.
Do you feel it? Does it give you like a refreshed feeling at the end of your toothbrushing, or is it just like
it's more than that? It feels like your teeth are like. It's a different kind of feeling because your teeth actually feel clean. It's more like like when you brush your teeth or you do mouthwash or you do like Listerine spray. It's like you have this freshness, but this stuff actually makes your mouth feel clean. Like it's the difference between cleaning a pan with like the soft side of the brush versus the other side. Like your teeth feel clean.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I've never used powdered toothpaste, so this will be.
Yeah, they have minty and non-minty. Most people prefer minty. I'm impartial, and there's a tiny bit of salt in there.
Does the non-minty taste like anything?
No. The first time you do it, you're kind of like, am I brushing my teeth with just a handful of dirt? Monica, I just ordered the peppermint, and it takes so little. It's crazy. What makes me realize also that it's so awesome too is my kids had all like the fancy toothpastes, and all the different like flavors and non-fluoride and like hippie shit. And now my kids just love the powder. They're just straight powder. My kids have perfectly white teeth. But also, that being said, I really did like what OPT said, James Fitzgerald said about like toothbrushing is just therapeutic. If you eat right, you don't got to worry about too much of that shit. And that's, you see those people in Africa and India. In India, see if you could find this image. In India, every morning I would wake up and I would walk to get a cup of coffee. And by the way, the coffees were in ceramic cups, but you just drink out of it and throw it into a pile and it breaks. Like the guy who makes cups and coffee. It's a trip. But they're hard ceramic cups, but then they're just still one users. I don't know how they do it. They're just made of like, I guess, local clay. But there's also this spot where everyone walks by and you just pick up a stick and you brush your teeth with a stick. So there's like this pile every morning. There's this pile of toothbrushes that's as big as like a bedroom at your house. And it's just these wooden sticks they brush their teeth with. It's fucking crazy. And there's just shitloads of dudes passing by, grabbing a stick, brush your teeth with it, and then throw it in the pile. It's weird. I never figured out what that was.
Miswalk?
And all their teeth are so white and crazy big white teeth. Let me see. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And there's just a huge pile of those sticks.
What, do you have to like bite the end off and then you can start brushing your teeth?
And so you just walk by there and grab one of those sticks and brush your teeth with it.
What the fuck? Oh, that's fucking weird.
All right. Anything else? Let me see if there's anything fun in here. Where's my live call-in shows? Do I even do live call-in shows anymore? My notes are just a fucking disaster. How about in San Francisco, they got a non-citizen lady elected to the commission. Have you seen this story?
How does that work?
San Francisco appoints first non-citizen to election commission. I'm deeply committed to ensuring that everyone, regardless of immigration status, has a seat at the table in shaping the future of our city. The San Francisco Election Commission has, for what is believed to be the first time in history, appointed someone who isn't a U.S. citizen, who isn't legally allowed to vote, to serve as an official. The officer, Kelly Wong, she's born in Hong Kong. She's Chinese.
Wow.
Was sworn in February 14th.
Put her in the election committee. Bucket.
Her primary focus in life has been immigration fairness or something. She hopes to improve immigration and non-English voter engagement. I'm not so interested in that. I'm like kind of a little. I'm not interested in that. The former resident of Hong Kong, which now belongs to China, and recently saw mass pro-democracy protests over people's lack of true electoral representation. Holy shit. Holy shit. You gonna move to San Francisco, Caleb?
Fuck no.
Caleb? Testing? No.
Absolutely not. I'm good right here in the old Midwest.
What the?
I gotta ask Sam. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sam, can you max this thing out? Yeah, let's go.
What the fuck is this thing?
I got it. Whoa. We're in business. Oh, fudge, that's heavy. That is freaky. It's like this thing is about to eat me.
He said it's heavy, but he means it's hard,
That's
right?
crazy.
It's not heavy.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know. It could be heavy.
I
Right?
know.
Like it's just loading itself.
Hard piece of work. That's fun. Oh, no, I'm not gonna make it. Wow, that's heavy. There's no way that's 440. That's gotta be heavier. That's hard. I gotta go again. I gotta ask Sam. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sam,
He's got to ask
can you
Sam.
max
Why
this
is he
thing
gonna
out?
ask Sam?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, ask. I don't even understand that thing.
I think Sam Dancer did it. He might have maxed it out.
On a 1 to 10, how bad do you want to buy that?
Like a 2.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that.
Sabir and Kelly, I'm buying Matuthi and it'll probably arrive in 4 weeks' time. Oh, yeah. Can you send it to a foreign country? I don't know if you can do that.
Might get stopped in the mail. It probably look like Coke.
All right, guess what I have to do? Pee. Yeah. I think another behind the scenes comes out today.
I think so. Remembers.
All right, guys, listen. Let's turn down the DMs about pedophilia and Hunter Biden, and let's turn it up about news, because I'm going through my DMs because I'm trying to do a news show every day. So any CrossFit news, bras that are too tight, new OnlyFans pages for CrossFitters, rogue that you think are cool, whatever, updates on the guy who was taking pictures of penises at the games, any of that stuff. Where's your gains box? What do you mean by that?
Gains box said to open your gains box.
Oh, do I have a gains box? Oh, do you know what I do have? Look at this.
What the fuck is that?
These are my socks I got from Toe Spacers. And they have ones that I got the grippy ones and the non-grippy ones.
Little toe holes in there.
Yeah. I'm wearing
Your
them for the
toes
first time today.
Oh, weird. Oh, your toes actually fit in there.
I think me and Danielle Brandon wear the same socks.
Whoa.
All right, I have to pee. Gloves for your feet. Yes, thank you. That's probably a good way to say it instead of socks. Yeah. All right. Love you guys. I mean, still you can send some, whack shit still. Comedians are good. But hook a brother up with some CrossFit news. Okay. Bye-bye.